All right, hockey fans, let's get you set for day 2 of the 2022 Western Regional Blind Hockey Tournament, as we've got 2 games on the schedule for today. And we're going to get things started this morning with a game between the Bullseye in yellow and the SeeHawks in black. Welcome in to the beautiful Wynn Sport Arena in Calgary, Alberta, as we get you set for the opening puck drop. My name's Nico Cardarelli, providing the play-by-play commentary for today's game. And beside me, up in our makeshift booth, you watched him on the ice last night. Now you get to hear his silky smooth tones on the mic. Let's bring in my man, Mark DeMontis. Mark, how you feeling?
Feeling good, Nico. It's nice to be on this side of the ice and this side of the rink, that's for sure. This is a good matchup. We got a lot of exciting talent, but a lot of people who I haven't seen yet battle it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a great matchup, and we appreciate everyone tuning in. And already the live chat thread is getting active. It's getting, it's getting populated, as we've got comments coming in from Jacob, who was a big fan yesterday. Dan is tuning in, and a big shout out again to Aunt Rolly, who's cheering on Amanda. We appreciate you sticking with us through the couple of technical glitches we encountered there as we got the stream going, but all the wrinkles have been ironed out, and we should have everything ready to roll here, as we're just moments away from the opening puck drop. About 2 minutes remaining in the warm-up here before we get the actual gameplay underway. And Mark, you were on the ice yesterday with the Seeing Ice Dogs taking on those Bullseyes. So give us a little insight on how challenging it can be to contain a player like Jason Yuha, who leads the Bullseye this weekend.
Yeah, well, certainly challenging to contain Yuha, but it's also more challenging than when you're playing on Olympic ice. And Jason, being the great skater he is, it gives him a lot more opportunity to use more ice, buy more time, find more space, and ultimately gives them a bit of an edge. And this is going to be an interesting battle for him, though. He's going up against Tristan Lindberg, Nico, and I don't know where they're putting Lindy, but if he's playing D, we're going to see some interesting matchups down below the blue line.
Yeah, and it's yet to be confirmed, but I've heard rumors that Lindberg may actually be getting some shifts up front this weekend. So the Minister of Defense playing a little more offense here this weekend by the sounds of it for the Seahawks. And I don't know if you know, but I've got a brand new nickname for Tristan that we're going to debut if he does something special. So,
well,
yeah.
A good chance it's getting debuted then, I tell you.
I would say so. Of course, Lindberg, one of the players to watch in this game for the Seahawks, but it's not just Tristan. They've got a couple of really big names on their roster, including the whiz kid, Joe Fernazier, who comes to us from Toronto. And the growth that young man has shown over the last 4 years, 5 years, it's pretty remarkable.
It sure is. I mean, I walked into the rink with him today, and we were chatting. I told him I was doing color with you, and he said, just try to get my name in a few times. I said, I'm not just throwing your name out there. And then I thought of it. I was like, well, you know what? He's been playing some incredible hockey the past year. A good chance we'll be throwing his name out there this morning. So.
I think so. As we get a look at that Seahawks squad on your monitor right now, they're wearing those black jerseys, white trim, white numbering on the back, and they're making their debut here this weekend. They were in practice mode yesterday, but this is their first game of the 2022 Western Regionals, and I'm sure they're just raring to get going here.
There's that buzzer. You know when that buzzer hits as a player, all of a sudden you're kind of frantic. You're like, it's happening. Game on. Okay.
Shift into a different mentality, a different mode.
To the bench. To the bench.
Well, we appreciate everyone tuning in this morning. We're coming to you live from beautiful Wynn Sport Arena in Calgary, Alberta. The main bowl. This is just a sight to behold here. The architecture of this building is really something. I've wanted to get here for a long time, and finally being here, this is a very special weekend and a special place for sure.
One of the things that's really stood out for the players going into the matchup is the lighting. There's a lot of bright lights that are coming from the ceiling, and it's just part of maybe potentially the look and feel, but different players, depending on their eye conditions, have had different responses and given different feedback.
Well, and that's a great point, Mark, because there is a varying degree of vision on the ice and varying conditions that every player is dealing with. And you're right, what might affect you in one way, another player may have that experience in a different manner. So, new ice for a lot of these players, but from what I've heard, and you can attest to this, I hear it's really good ice down there.
The ice is smooth. I haven't skated on this this good ice in a while, and the one thing about it, again, bigger ice. It's Olympic size ice. That means it's 15 feet wider. That's a big difference breaking out of the zone or coming into the zone, trying to find your players with limited vision. Woo!
Yeah, I feel you, man. As a beer leaguer, that extra 7 feet would kill me on each side. 15 feet extra in total. Come on, man. There's a reason I'm a goalie. All right, we're just seconds away here from the opening puck drop. It's going to be Tristan Lindberg facing off against Jason Yuha. The SeeHawks in black working left to right across your screen, taking on the Bullseye, and we're underway here in the first period of game number 2 this weekend at the 2022 Canadian Western Regional Blind Hockey Tournament, as the Seahawks trying to get some early possession, but a nice play there by Yuha to knock the puck loose, makes the pass to Provin, back to Yuha, he takes it to the backhand, and he just can't tuck it in. Provin tries to jam at it, but Weber just had that post covered. Yuha cycling out at the top of the blue line, takes the shot, off the crossbar, it was partially deflected, and then up off the bar, and somehow that stayed out. And now Lindberg starts to gather it back the other way for the Seahawks. Gains the offensive blue line. Lindberg takes it down into the corner. Checking his options, cycles around, tries to center in front, but Yuha there with the defensive block. And now a scramble for the loose puck ensues as it's picked up behind the net by Julien Blais-Savoie. He rims it off the boards where Stuart Belich does a good job to knock it forward. And now Lindberg gets back there first. No icing here, as we play just over a minute in the opening period, and that pass from Lindberg was intended for Carrie Anton, but just out of her reach. Dustin Butterfield tracks the loose puck, makes the pass through center ice as Belich comes up with it. I hadn't seen Belich play prior to yesterday. I was really impressed with his performance. He is, for one of the rookies, I thought he handled himself very well out there. As speaking of young stars in our game, here goes Joe Fornazier. Takes it across center ice, evades the first check, gains the blue line, tries the drop pass for John T, but that's broken up. And now here goes Ian Rankin on the counter. Rankin speeding up that far wing. He's got to make a passing option, nothing doing yet. Mark gives him the outlet. She tries the shot, but Fornazier there for the block. And now the whiz kid takes it across center ice. Joe Fornazier, he's got one player streaking up the far wing, and Lucas DeRoche tries to make the pass to him, but it's blocked, and then the defender, Cody Sturgeon, crashes into his own net, and that'll bring a whistle with just over 12 minutes remaining.
There's a theme here. There's a theme. There's some quick transitions. There is a lot of Lindberg, a lot of Yuha right off the get-go, but Fornazier has come out with some jump. I was expecting that. But I'll tell you one thing, Laura Mark seems to find herself always in the right area in front of the net, even yesterday. Yeah. She's really playing really smart right in front of the net, and she's going to get her chances, and she has been.
For sure. I believe she got credited with a goal yesterday. She was right in that goal mouth scramble, getting sticks to the puck, and there she had the same idea, but nothing doing in the sequence. From the face-off, the Seahawks try to hold the blue line as it just gets away from Paul Schmold, and now it's picked up by Yuha. Jason Yuha working the near wing, gains the offensive zone. Mack Truck heads to the front of the net. The net for the Seahawks is off the pegs. The refs have yet to spot that, so Yuha cycles it to the top of the point. Julien Blais-Savoie, he tries the shot. That one goes wide. As Brian Mackey, the Mack Truck, digs away for the puck against the end boards, but Heaslip comes out with it, and now Sean Heaslip takes it up the ice for the Seahawks. He's got a player with him in Lindberg, tries the drop pass, but Yuha read that, and now he brings it across center ice for the Bullseye. Yuha shielding it there from the defender as he makes the pass right through the slot, but just behind the stick of Brian Mackey. Picking it up now is Norman Blais. Stormin Norman tries to get around the defender, but picked out that time by Salman Chowdhury. Yuha now picks it up, tries to jam it in at the near post. They continue to whack away at it, and Weber shows some lower body strength, making that save.
I think Jay's wondering right now, is it, I think he was expecting maybe one by this point, and I think he's realizing, Webbs might be on today. He might be playing. He might be. It might be tough to get anything past him.
Well, he's tracking that puck really well so far, and he did get the benefit of the crossbar on the one save, but he does look pretty strong in net, and so far, I mean, this might be the longest Juha's gone without scoring a goal. It's almost 5 minutes here. We'll see as both of these teams line up for the face-off, and it was Proven who tried to win the draw back, but now it's controlled by Fournier for the SeeHawks. Tries to get around the defender in Rankin and then gets past Proven, and now it's picked up by Carrie Anton. She tries to advance it back to Fournier, but poked off her stick by Proven. And the battle for the puck ensues as Bentz tries to cover Proven. She fights through that challenge, centering pass off a skate, and now it's corralled by Fournier. Joe Fournier brings it up to the offensive blue line, looks for a drop pass, finds one in Carrie Anton. There you hear the buzzer for the good clean pass, but just as quickly Ian Rankin sends it down the ice, and that'll go for an icing.
There's a debate amongst in blind hockey of whether or not it's make the one pass right when you hit the blue line, but in this case, Joe's really got to consider bringing that low all the way to below the goal line. I think you got to ask yourself, is it better to hold possession of the puck low, wait for opportunities, or maybe clog up the blue line if you're uncertain about who you're getting it over to? So it's always a debate. You hold on to it or get it off quick.
Great insight from his national team teammate in Mark DeMontis, who's providing our color commentary for this game. Big shout out to Doug Juha, who's manning the camera for this one. I told him he can relax, but he's a working man, and we appreciate his help as his son Jason brings the puck into the offensive zone. Jason Juha cycling, evades the initial check from Lindbergh. Now he drops it back for Laura Mark. Once again, you hear that electronic buzzer indicating a good clean pass. And the Seahawks clear to the line, but not past Blaise Savoie. Julien Blaise Savoie lets the shot go. That got knocked down in front by Heaslip, and now it's controlled by Lindbergh. Lindbergh streaking up that far wing. He's got Heaslip going to the net. The pass just out of his range, but now Heaslip tracks it back. Tries to chip it to the point where John T. will have it caught up in his skates for a moment before Juha comes in and wrestles it away. Check that. That was Paul Schmold there defensively. Good pass. What a save by Weber. Two huge whacks. Blake Schneider got robbed on the doorstep by Lorne Weber.
Webbs is on. I'm feeling it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I had breakfast with him this morning, but but he's on. He's loves nothing more than playing hockey, Lauren, and I think to play for the Seahawks in Alberta and be in net against Jason Juha, he'll take it.
And he will take that save as part of his highlight reel. That was a tremendous save on a 2-on-1 with Schneider having two whacks at the puck. And the second attempt almost snuck through the pads, but Weber just closed them in time. Fournier strips the puck away at center ice, but he's all alone up there in the offensive zone. He's got to find a teammate to make a pass as he tries to pick out Scarlett Dorn on the far wing. Fournier doesn't like it. Now he flips it over to the far side where Chowdhury and Dorn both try to get to it, but it's secured by Rankin, who clears it out across center ice. And now Rankin tracks his own loose puck as he tries to get it in deep. John T. behind his own net. Wrestled it away only for a moment as Rankin's still in control here. Cycling, centers out front as he tried to pick out Normand Blais with that pass. Nice job by Butterfield to hold the line as the puck nearly got across the blue. On the second effort, Dorn sweeps it through center ice, and that'll allow the Bullseye to regroup inside their own zone as Cody Sturgeon. I had a chance to chat a little bit with Cody yesterday after his game, and you know, I mentioned rookies that impressed. Cody had a great performance yesterday. This time, though, the Bullseye just bring it in offside. Now, Mark, one of the, I think, exciting things about a regional tournament like this is you get a bunch of new players out, and you know, whether they score a goal or whether they have a great game, it doesn't really matter. It's about the experience, and the feedback we're getting is the rookies here are loving this weekend.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. New players finding out about the sport, playing the sport for the first time, whether they've never been part of a team, whether they haven't been on a team in a while because of their eye condition, whatever it is. We got to keep it going.
Absolutely. And keep those comments coming in on the live chat thread. We'll get to some shout-outs here in a little bit as both teams battling for possession through center ice, and now Juha comes up with it. Gains the offensive zone. He's got Blaise Savoie with him. on the outside. Centers in front for Provin. Her shot blocked. The rebound just chipped wide by Blaise Savoie. And on the second effort, the Seahawks able to clear it out through center ice where Nathan Tree tries to wrestle it back from Jason Yuha. But here he goes, wheeling into the offensive zone. Provin going to the front of the net. Yuha tries the pass, but Lindbergh there for the interception. Nice job by the Minister of Defense back checking that time. As Lindbergh brings the puck up, and he'll just dump that one in with pressure on his back. And now Yuha scoops it up behind his own goal. Yuha evades the first check. Chipped forward by Belic. Provin skating after it hard, but it'll be Bentz who gets there first for the Seahawks. His pass onto the stick of Lindbergh, and now he's got room to skate. He's got to get a teammate with him as Tree streaks up. Oh, what a back check by Yuha as he just got the poke check there in time to strip it away from Nathan Tree. Nathan Tree, the lone global player, I guess, this weekend, coming to us from England. As nice pass by Schneider. He tried to return it to Yuha, but that time it was broken up on that effort by Lindbergh. Of course, we have Solomon Chowdhury here from the USA, Nathan Tree from England. I understand we've got a contingent of British hockey fans tuning in as well, so a big shout out to everybody on the other side of the pond. Here goes Yuha behind the goal, tries to tuck it in. Yeehaw, Yuha! He sneaks that one in, and it's 1-0 for the Bullseye.
We were just waiting. It was a matter of time, but I'll tell you this. The question now will be, can we see a bit of a counterattack from Luca DeMontis' Seahawks? Because, is this going to work in favor of the Bullseye, or is this going to work in favor of the Seahawks? Let's see some resilience here. Now, I'm curious because for Nazir's been streaking in the zone, but he's not finding anyone. And that's going to be a common theme, and they're going to have to figure that out if they're going to want to get some shots on net and ultimately some points on the score sheet here.
Well, and it's funny you say that because it looks like they've switched up for Nazir's wingers for the time being. They've now put him out there on the ice. He's got Brian Cowie on the right wing and Lucas Desrochers on the left wing. Both of those guys can certainly skate with pace. So this may end up benefiting the Seahawks with that in-game coaching change. From the face-off, the Seahawks win the draw and get the puck in deep as Cowie goes after it in pursuit, but it's going to be Sturgeon who gets there first. Tries the clearance. That one just got past Desrochers, but for Nazir held the zone only for a moment. Nice second effort by the Bullseye as they clear it out. And now here goes Ian Rankin chasing after the loose puck. He's got Laura Mark behind him as a support option. Tries to make the drop pass, but he was defended well by Cowie. And now Brian Cowie, check that. That's Sean Heaslip with the puck. He fishes it ahead, and now Cowie's skating after it. But there goes Butterfield back for the defensive effort. He uses the boards and knocks that out through center ice. Paul Schmold from Edmonton tries to clear it out, and it's picked up there by Schneider as he works his way off the end wall. Schneider centering out front. That one just missed Rankin. Laura Mark takes the shot, but it'll be secured now by Desrochers. Lucas Desrochers tries to clear the zone. Nothing doing on the initial attempt. And now Fornazir will start to wheel out from his own side of center ice. Fornazir hits center. He's got a man with him on the wing there, and Heaslip takes the shot, and that one ripped just wide of the goal. That would have been quite a test for Oliver Pye to make that save. Fornazir from the faceoff dot shoots. Big save by Pye. The rebound cleared out to the far boards. Off the half wall, Desrochers knocks it back into the corner as Rankin tries to clear it, but Desrochers pins it up. Loose puck centered out front. Cowie digging away for it. Fornazir there as well. Goalmouth scramble, and it's back into the corner where it's centered by Desrochers, only to have it poked away off the stick of Fornazir by Laura Mark. Good defensive play that time by Mark. Minute 45 remaining in the period. Go ahead, Mark.
I'm telling you, Laura Mark, she's playing the best hockey I've ever seen, and every shift she's in the game, in the play every shift.
Yeah, she's been battling a fair amount of stuff, and for her to be out here this weekend and playing the way she is, it's an absolute awesome thing to see as Mark tries to strip it away from Cowie. This time Yuha able to come in with the puck as we've got under 90 seconds remaining in the period, and now Yuha digs it off the wall with a couple of players on his back. Centers out front. What a pad save by Weber as he kicks out the left pad and stones Stormin Norman in tight.
There was no storm in there. Storm and Norman got caught in a web of traps there because I'm telling you, he doesn't. He won't let another one. That's his goal. Not another one in this period go in.
We're getting great comments coming in on the live chat thread. We've got a minute remaining in the period, so we'll get to some of these through the intermission, as it will be a short break before the second period. And with that face-off, Lindbergh wins it against Juha, draws it back, and now they'll smack it around the boards, but not enough pace on the puck to clear the zone. Mackey makes the pass over to Juha. Juha starts to skate, cycling through. Look at this. Oh, what a goal! Yeehaw, Juha! That's one of the prettiest goals we might get this weekend.
I definitely jinxed that on Weber. That's on me. That's gonna be a pop later for sure.
Well, to be fair, there wasn't a ton Weber could do about that one. Juha picked up the puck at the blue line, cycled his way in through the hash marks, getting around 2 to 3 black jerseys in the sequence, and then put it up high, pop in the bottle, blocker side. That would have been a tough save for Weber.
And good on Mack Truck to dispense that puck.
Yes, that was a huge play by Mackey. And here goes Juha once again with his team up 2-0. Final minute of play in the first period. Julien Blais-Savoie makes the pass to Juha, tries to chip it back to him off the half wall, uses Juha down low off the backboards, trying to work his way around the goal, maybe another wraparound, nothing doing that time, makes the pass, there's a shot off the stick of Belic. What a chance there for the rookie Stuart Belic, but a big save by Weber. Juha drops it once again for Belic. He tries to swipe at it, but his stick was tied up nicely, as that was Kerry Anton with the defensive effort. And now with 10 seconds remaining in the period, Lindbergh clears it out through center ice. Maybe time for one last shot here as Blais makes the pass over to Juha. 4 seconds, not even. That does it. And as the buzzer sounds, it's 2-0 for the Seahawks over the Bullseye.
Was there part of you that thought maybe Juha was going to get the natty hattie in the first period?
A little bit. I thought that when he got that pass from Julien Blais-Savoie, he might let one rip from distance, but time got the better of him.
Natty being a natural hat trick in the first period would have really spiced things up for Fournier and Lindbergh, who are on the bench right now, trying to figure out what they're up to. And they, they're a little younger than Juha. Juha's getting up there. He's 30 now. He's getting up in
31.
31. Oh
now.
my gosh!
Oh
look,
man,
Lindbergh
it's
and
basically ancient. Come on.
Yeah, Lindbergh and Fournier they got to figure out. They got the youth here. These guys. I don't. Right now, I tell you, I think they got to figure out what to do in the offensive zone on the Seahawks side. And Coach Luca DeMontis, he's better take out his drawing board right now and put together a couple plays. But Weber, phenomenal work, and Ollie, woo.
Yeah, Oliver Pye making some good saves as well in that first period. Weber certainly the busier of the two goalies. We've got about 45 seconds remaining here. Let's get to a few viewer shout-outs while we have a moment. Big shout-out to Jacob, who he had a comment here. Where'd it go? Do penalties exist in the sport of blind hockey? Yes, we've only had one this weekend so far. And this is maybe a little bit more of a recreational tournament, but yeah, especially when you get to that elite level, it gets chippy, it gets physical, and yeah, you do get a lot of penalties called.
Yeah, in this hockey, this is just one big community. Everyone really loves each other, and most importantly, a good game is when no one gets hurt, and I think everyone wants to spend time with one another later after hockey.
Absolutely. Well said. Big shout out to Hussein, who's tuning in from Edmonton. He was chatting us up yesterday. Great to have you back today, Hussein. Shout out to Dan, who's cheering on Lindbergh and Weber. And a big shout out to our buddy Dougie Kane. Doug Dow, of course, Dougie D in the west coast of Edmonton, of BC, excuse me, saying he's cheering on the Seahawks. Flight crew will be the Juha shutdown crew. Okay, all right. Well, so far Juha's struck twice, but I mean, for one period, 2 goals, that's sort of containing him.
Yeah, it is to a degree. My concern is he's just getting started.
Yes.
Jay loves the morning skate. He loves playing in the morning, and I think he's going to I'm a little worried that he's not going to back down now, so he wants another 2.
And you know what? I got to get one more quick shout-out in here before puck drop, because 2 of the biggest blind hockey fans in the country, and Caden and Rhea, are tuning in from Newfoundland cheering on their friends, and everybody here. Thanks for tuning in, you two. And here we go. Second period of play underway as the Bullseye win the face-off and start to work the puck through the zone as a collision against the boards there. And that's Cowie and Julien Blais-Savoie coming together, but both quickly recover. And, well, that physicality starting to pick up here a little bit in the second. As Fournier sends the puck down the ice. Speaking of stars in the making, Chaz Mizuraka coming over to the booth. Chaz having a great game yesterday. How you doing, Chaz?
Oh, my head's a little sore, but it's okay.
Well, you got a few hours to recover before your next game, buddy. Fournier picking up the puck through center ice, stripped away. Nice job by Provin. She makes the pass over to Blais-Savoie. Backhander, that one just went wide as Weber had the post covered. Fournier chips that out through center ice, and he'll peel off for a change. And that'll give the Bullseye chance to scoop it up with Jason Yuha corralling the puck. He wheels across center ice. Yuha gains the blue line. Checking his passing options. He gets chopped at by Schmold, but now he drops it back to the point for Blais-Savoie. His shot blocked in front as getting a skate to it was Heaslip. Belic tried to swipe at it as well, but Heaslip with a good defensive play. Nice job along the far boards there by Michel the Rock Lapierre as he kept that one in. And he's having a great tournament here this weekend as well.
Great guy.
Yeah, really great to
guy.
meet him yesterday. Yuha brings the puck in for the Bullseye, drops it over to Belic. Tries to feed it in front, but that's broken up by Lindbergh. Minute and a half gone here in the period as the stick ripped away. Centered out front as Yuha tried to pick out Provin with the pass, but she had a couple of defenders on her. And now here goes Lindbergh back the other way for the Seahawks. Lindbergh gains the zone, tries to feed Cowie with the pass, but he had his stick tied up nicely on that defensive effort. As they continue to work for possession, it was Julien Blais-Savoie there with the defensive assignment. Lindbergh, oh, what a move off the end boards, tries to work his way in front. Markey nearly got a between the legs backhand shot away, but it just got knocked off his stick at the last second. Oh, man, that would have been something special.
That would have let out the new nickname.
Yes, it would have. He's still on the puck here, but now Yuha wrestles it away. And a shout-out to Blaine Deutscher as well, who said, you know, I'm expecting some fancy goals this weekend, maybe a behind-the-net Zegras type of goal. But here goes Yuha, streaking in, tries to pick the corner. Yeehaw, Yuha! It's a hat trick, and he makes it 3-0.
On quote of Blaine Dusher, like to see some fancy goals. I heard a bar. Was it me or did I hear a bar?
No, you did. That was a bar down beauty, and he just tucked it in top shelf blocker side. No chance for Weber.
So two things I'm noticing as well is when Lindbergh's entering the offensive zone, he's joining, he's making, it seems to be a longer pass. Does that make sense, Nico? Right across to a flying winger.
Yep.
He may have to collapse in Lindy more, or his winger may have to come a little bit closer, make that a shorter pass. Seems like it's too far.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge the Seahawks are having right now is they're a little too spread out on that zone entry, and you're right. That pass, they're trying to go all the way across the ice, and it's getting picked off almost every time.
And on defense, as well on defense, you got Lindbergh's tall player, long stick.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful. You want to make sure you're working the puck away from him, not in front of him.
Yeah, that's a great point. Quick shout out here as well for Caden and Rhea, who asked, Mark, do you still have Caden's autograph on your elbow pads?
That's awesome. I sure do. We did a program with the youth in St. Mary's University, and we got to spend some time with the youth program, and they were all asking us for our autographs. And I think, Caden, you're one of the coolest guys around, and Rhea, I think you're one of the biggest fans. And to you, we're so proud of both of you and all the youth blind hockey players. And I wear your name, Caden, on my elbow pad, and every time I elbow someone, I think of you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. And, of course, we appreciate those two big fans tuning in. Of course, everyone, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on. We'll get to some shout-outs as the the Bullseye clear the puck out across center ice into the Seahawks zone, where now Fournier tries to chip it back out through center ice, but it'll be corralled for a moment by Butterfield as Chaudhry swiping away at it, and a good tape-to-tape pass as he picks out Lindbergh. Lindbergh across the blue line, tries to send it to the near side where Scarlett Dorn picks it up off the half wall. She fires it behind the net as Lindbergh tracking over to the far corner, and he'll take possession here for the Seahawks. Spinning away from the challenge, Lindbergh tries to get the shot away, but good collapsing defensive effort. Heaslip shoots. Oh, what a goal! Sean Heaslip from the point, off the post and in, and the Seahawks are on the board. It's 3-1.
It was a matter of time. It really was. It was a matter of time until Heaslip, Lindbergh, Fornasier, someone was going to get on the board. And it looks like there's a Lindy Heaslip connection happening potentially, and we're going to see how that continues to evolve throughout the period and the rest of the match here.
Well, that'll be big for the Seahawks if they can get that going, especially with Heaslip manning the blue line, to get him to be able to pinch up at times, create that extra offensive support. It pays dividends, and boy, did it ever on that rip from the blue line.
One of the things with Heaslip he's learning too is every time the puck touches his stick, let it go.
Okay, thank you for saying that. I take full credit for all the success he's had in this sport. And obviously I say that very tongue-in-cheek. But back a few years ago at one of the Western Regionals, I was working with him on a shooting drill, and it was just a slight adjustment we made. But ever since then, he is firing rockets. And I like to say, whatever success you have, it's all because I was your coach for one day.
Maybe we can spend some time too, Nico.
Oh, what a goal! The Seahawks, the Bullseye, get it right back as Julien Blais-Savoie finishes it off. The assist coming to Provan and Juha. It was a bit of a goal-mouth scramble and a broken down play, but Blais-Savoie puts it in and he restores the 3-goal lead.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it counts.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you need them, you'll take them however you can.
Well, and that's it. You don't get bonus points for style. It's just got to cross the line. And even though he was falling to his backside, Julien Blais-Savoie, he's got the skills. He pays the bills, and he gets the goal there to make it 4-1 for the Bullseye. Nice move by Tristan Lindbergh, knocking the puck out of midair. He's in there all alone. Fakes the shot, knowing he's got to make a pass. Oh, just missed Brian Cowie with that pass as he was creeping into the hash marks. And they've got to start up again from the defensive side of center ice. Cleared out as John T makes the play at center, but Juha picks it off his stick, and now Juha into the zone. Provin providing the trailing support. Juha takes it behind the net. Provin got a bit of a chop there towards her helmet, and hopefully she's all right as she makes her way straight to the bench, getting tied up in a fray of sticks. As that shot from the point goes wide of the net, as it was the Rock Lapierre who let it fly. And it's off into the corner as they dig away for it. Juha picks it out, makes the pass in front. That shot by Blake Snyder just went wide as it hit the heel of his blade. But here goes Juha as he cycles through the offensive zone. Juha still with the puck on a string, tries to wrap it in. And that time I think Weber made the save. Yeah, big save by Lorne Weber to stonewall Juha on the wraparound.
Seems to be some commotion on the ice. I don't know. Is it just me?
A lot of communication, a little bit. Oh, you know what? I think we might get a goaltending change here.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what's going on here for the Seahawks.
My ears picked that up. I heard some hooping, hollering, and that's partially saying great job to your goalie, but that's also saying to your next goalie going in. In this case, I take it's Nelson Rego.
It is, yes, sir.
Get ready.
Well, Rego gets set to take over the net. He is a big body between the posts, and he now has an opportunity to try backstop his team and change the momentum with them trailing 4-1.
I don't know who I was walking with in the hotel, but I was walking, and I asked him, I said, who's that? And they said, that's Nelson Rego. I said, that's a big hockey player right there. Thank gosh he's not. Gosh, I'm not battling with him in the offensive zone. I'll tell you that. That's
one player, one guy you would not want to go into the corners with, but thankfully he's a goaltender and he doesn't typically get in too many physical scrums.
Yeah. Doug Juha's not scared. He's not scared of anything though. Oh.
Just about set to get the face-off going and the action back underway. Nice job by Lorne Weber as you see him on the bench there. And he made some big saves, conceding 4, but could have been more if not for some of those spectacular saves Weber made. So the face-off will come to the left of Nelson Rego, who takes over the goal now for the Seahawks. From the face-off, Rankin tries to chip it right on goal. It trickles wide, and now it's corralled by Heaslip, who's got the lone goal today for the Seahawks. Uses the boards to get it out through center ice, and then blowing a tire there was Sturgeon. Nice pass by Heaslip for Nazir. Shoots and scores! The Whiz Kid rips it home, and it's 4-2.
Joe's the type of player, if you get one, he wants more, and he gets hungrier and hungrier. And this might be a bit of a turning point. I know Jay's on, but this might be a bit of a turning point, Nico.
Yeah, and again, Heaslip proving to be instrumental here for the Seahawks and providing some offense from the blue line. He brought that puck into the zone, made a tape-to-tape pass to pick out for Nazir, who then just muscled it past the glove hand of Oliver Pye. Pye did get a big piece of it, but Nazir found a way to get it in.
How was his celly?
For Joe, a little bit underwhelming, actually. I think he knows he's still got work to do in this game, but obviously he was happy to get that goal. As that long shot from the point wouldn't have counted. We didn't get the clean pass buzzer, but now it's secured by the Seahawks as Heaslip tries to clear it out, but Mark picks it off his stick. Laura Mark, she needs a teammate in the zone to make a pass. Tries to drop it back for Julien Blaise-Savoie. That's initially blocked. Now Blaise-Savoie digs in from the point. He'll go all the way behind the goal to corral the puck. Tries to sweep it in. Shot right on. Is that going to count? Yes, it's a goal. And it'll be Blake Schneider who gets his first of the weekend, and it's 5-2 Bullseye.
They worked the puck low. They held possession. They contained it. They looked for their teammates. They communicated. They capitalized.
Yeah, and it was a tough break there for Rego. He had actually lost his footing and was a little bit on his backside. I think he was actually sitting on the ice trying to get himself back up when the puck popped to Schneider, and no chance there for Rego to make that save. And hopefully he can recover because he's a good goaltender. He just wasn't quite set that time.
Got a text from Collingwood, Ontario's own Randy Banks.
Hey!
Tuning in, and Randy, shout out to you and the Ice Owls and all the hard work and great things you do for the game. It doesn't go unnoticed. We're so grateful for it. Looking forward to the next trip to Collingwood.
Absolutely. It's always a great event there. There was a little bit of discussion here between some of the players and the referees, but in the end, it looks like this goal is going to stand as they'll get set to take the face-off at center ice. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on. We'll get to some viewer shout-outs here throughout the broadcast. Nazir is lining up for the face-off as if it's at the blue line. He does not want to acknowledge that this is a real goal. He is lining up at the dot outside the blue line as if that's where the face-off's going to happen. And he still is not going to center ice. This is interesting. I give him credit. He's not budging.
Well, it'll get to a point where someone will budge. Well,
now Luca, his coach, is trying to tell him, Joe, they're not going to give you that draw. Go to center ice, take the face off. But again, he's not budging, man. I give this kid credit. He's sticking to his principles. And now he starts to come into the center ice face-off dot.
I have not seen that. Comical. I haven't seen that in blind hockey before. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. We have refs for a reason. They make calls, whether you like it or not. You get to the draw.
Well, and we'll see what they can do from the face-off as Nazir had won it forward, but then quickly Blaise-Savoie dumps it into the zone. And with about 3.5 minutes remaining in the second period, it's the Bullseye 5, Seahawks 2. But here go the Seahawks as Nazir into the offensive zone. Crashed into the boards there by Juha, who pins him up. And that's going to be a penalty. Wow, rarely do we see Juha get a penalty, but he's going to the box here.
That might be the here, we'll help you out with this one call. I wonder how's Jay looking? Smiling, upset?
A little indifferent, frankly. I think he's happy just to get a break.
Such a good guy. He's probably more worried about the other player that he's okay.
Yeah, I think so. There was no malice. There was no ill intent with that play. He just kind of took Nazir into the boards, and Jay's got the size advantage. And in the end, I guess the refs felt like he used that a little bit too much to his advantage, and they called the interference penalty. So a big opportunity now with the Seahawks about to take to the power play here with a little more than 2 minutes remaining in the period. as from the face-off, they cycle the puck for Nazir. Backhander, that one just missed as it's into the near side corner, and digging after it is Nathan Tree. Tree trying to bank it off the boards out front. Nothing doing yet as Blaise Savoie comes up with it. He'll clear it, and that took one hop over the stick of Paul Schmold, and it'll go all the way down the ice. So 1:35 remaining in the power play for the Seahawks. 1:45 remaining in the second period as Tristan Lindberg wheels out across center ice. He's got an option, makes the pass to Fornazir. Over to the far side half wall. Fornazir stops, controls it away from Provan to the face-off dot, tries to corral it for the shot. Big block by Blaise Savoie as he put the body on the line to make sure that shot never found its way on net.
One of the best players you can count on in your zone to block a shot is Julien Blaise Savoie. He'll do whatever it takes.
Absolutely. He's a warrior out there, and he's played a heck of a game here this morning. A reminder, we do have one more game on the schedule for today, 4 p.m. local time here in Calgary, as Mark DeMontis will be back on the ice later today. What a shot by Nathan Tree. A great pad save by Oliver Pye. He got that left pad just to the post in time to keep it out, and now the Bullseye clear it down the ice with under a minute remaining in the period. Great rip that time by Tree, and once again it was all led by Heaslip bringing the puck out of his own defensive zone. Here goes Lindberg across center ice. He's got Fornazir with him. Stick handles, makes the drop pass, finds its way to Tree. He tries the shot. That one trickles just wide over to the near corner where Blaise Savoie takes it, and he'll lift that one down the ice, sending it all the way with 30 seconds remaining in the period. They call it an icing, but they're on the penalty kill here, so bit of a brain cramp there by the refs, and we'll give them a break because, hey, it's still early. They probably haven't had their coffee yet this morning.
I just hear Matt Morrow screaming, "We're on the penalty kill."
Yeah.
Hey, it happens. It's hockey, and it takes some time for refs to get used to some of the adaptations, the rules, and ensuring that they're comfortable to call a fair game.
And we should mention that the referees here this weekend, first time that they've officiated blind hockey, so definitely a bit of a learning curve, but you got to give them credit as well for stepping up and willing to take the challenge on.
So Matt Morrow called out to his team 30 seconds.
Yep.
And that's really important to let a player know what the time is on the board, because there was no announcers called in the last minute of the period.
Yep,
that's a big
point.
difference for blind hockey players.
That's a really good point, Mark. Of course, when we have our big national tournament, we're lucky to have the PA voice of the North Bay Battalion, Brian Floyd, doing that work. But this weekend, couldn't quite gather the volunteers needed. And, hey, we got to use our resources where we can as the Bullseye send that puck down the ice. And that'll pretty much do it. They will whistle it down, but the buzzer goes. So after 2 periods of play, it's the Bullseye commanding this game with a 5-2 lead over the Seahawks.
5-2. Well, we saw how quick UHawk could get on the board in the first. The question is, can Lindberg or Fornazir get on the board, or even Heaslip in the third, just on the counter attack there, just as fast? We're going to find out. But it's anyone's game at this point, I'd say, unless Jay's still got some fuel in the tank. Which I don't doubt he does. Some frustration probably with the Seahawks. You know, they got maybe a missed call, a little bit of a challenge to to feel like the puck's going your way on the ice. But I think in this case, it's going to be a question of what Luca DeMontis and his coaching staff can do here. So it'll be a close one.
All right, well, that was I love these events, I'll say that much. Matt Morrow just giving me a call there. So even though he's coaching the Bullseye, he had to call me right now to discuss something during the intermission. We won't share it on the broadcast, but let's just say things are getting heated down at ice level. Both coaches bringing the intensity here to this game, and I think the Seahawks are really trying to push here to find a way back in the third. A couple quick shout-outs before we get the third period underway. Shout-out to Dan Adrian watching from Toefield. He's Tristan's grandfather. All right, thanks for tuning in, Gramps. He's cheering on the Seahawks. Of course, we have Hussein cheering on as well. Our friends Caden and Rhea out on the East Coast. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on. We'll get to some viewer shout-outs like this one for Blaine Deutscher watching from Saskatoon. Great to have everybody tuned in. And we're just about to get the third period underway. And, well, I better update the graphics on our broadcast here. Mark, it's been quite a game so far, though. A good real back-and-forth affair.
It has been. They've been going back and forth. There's been some big saves, some big plays, and some a little bit of heat, but that's okay. Yeah. Hockey brings emotion, and people, although this is fun, people still want to win.
Absolutely. For sure. When you get out there, it was Ian Rankin I was talking to this morning at the hotel, and he said, Nico, once you get out there and you hear the buzzer and you smell the ice and the puck drops, everything just goes away and you compete. It doesn't matter that it's regionals. It doesn't matter that it's a more recreational tournament. Once the game gets going, you're competing and you want to win. And, well, Rankin, a big reason why his Bullseye squad up 5-2 as we get ready to start the third period. All right, so here we go. Sean Heaslip taking the draw for the Seahawks as we begin the third period of play. So an interesting strategy there as they move him from defense up to forward now to begin the third. Fornazier comes up with a puck, makes the pass, trying to pick out Nathan Tree. Tree at the far side, hash marks, has it poked away by Juha. Juha rips it around the boards near side, and that'll find its way out through center ice where John T tracks it back to his own blue line. This might be one of the few games where John T has yet to block a shot. As that puck sent back down inside the Seahawks zone, and Provin gets to it first. She evades the physical challenge presented by Mark Bentz, and now it's secured by Heaslip as he takes it up through center ice. Heaslip for Nazir. Oh, they just can't stay on side as we get the whistle at the blue line.
Yeah, he's slipping foreigners here. If they can skate together, they can play together, and they're going to have to keep that momentum going into the remainder of this period if we're going to see any more shots on goal here against Pi.
Yeah, and they've got to find a way to continue to get that puck on net because Pi has let a couple by him today, and it looks like there may be an opportunity to slip a few more in, but they've got to continue to generate some shots on goal here. As from the faceoff, Lindbergh tried to gain the zone. Chowdhury couldn't corral it initially, and now Schneider does a good job to dig it off the boards in the scrum. Carrie Anton, she flicks that one inside the zone where Lapierre comes up with it. Michel the Rock Lapierre, he'll send that one down the ice just out of the reach of Laura Mark, and it has enough that it goes for an icing with 13-13 remaining in the third.
A lot of icings I find this weekend. I don't know if it's just me, but maybe the big ice, we get excited, we see a lot of it, and we want to fire it down the ice, and it's interesting. It's almost like curling. You hope it doesn't hit the line.
Well, no floods between the periods, so you think the snow would build up a little bit to slow it down. As from the faceoff, Lindbergh picks up the puck, tries to drop it back, but Rankin there for the interception. And this could be a 2-on-1. Rankin stops on a dime, tries to pass it over to Schneider, but Lindbergh had tied him up nicely, and now Lindbergh chips the puck off the boards to himself, and he'll break out here for the Seahawks. Lindbergh through center ice, gains the offensive zone, tracked down by a couple of Bullseye players, and it's ripped away by Schneider. Coming off the bench, making the play was Lucas DeRoche. He gains the zone now for the Seahawks, but it's poked off his stick, and now the Bullseye have it ahead with Schneider. He's already got one in this game. Blake Schneider dumps that one in deep. As tracking over to the corner is John T. He picks up the puck. Ian Rankin tries to strip it away from him. Nice work by John T. as Rankin gives him a little shove behind the play. Those two starting to get at each other. And again, Mark, that intensity and physicality picking up here.
Well, as you said, everyone's forgetting, and I think that's part of playing hockey is you end up just focusing on playing hockey.
John T just cleared the puck over the glass. We don't get that very often, but hey, kudos to you, Chocolate Milk Johnny. That was quite a flick.
That is that not a penalty?
Well, actually, that's a great point because it did go straight out. That very well could be a delay of game penalty, but I don't think they're going to ticket him with the infraction this time. But very good point by you, Mark. That could have been called a penalty. It'll be Yuha squaring off against Heaslip. Yuha wins it back to the point, but setting up outside of the blue line was Sturgeon. He tries to flip it cross ice where Normand Blais got a stick to it before it was hammered back inside their own zone. Sturgeon sends it up the ice. Yuha skating after it. He'll get to it in the corner ahead of T. Yuha over to Brian Mackey. He let the shot go, and then the Mack truck crashes into T.
John T's had quite the shift. He must be sore.
Thank goodness the Mack truck didn't crash into the tree, Nathan Tree. Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't resist. That was terrible. I'm sorry.
I thought that was good.
No, it was horrible. Yuha shoots. What a save by Rego as he gets the blocker to the post to keep that one out. That was Nelson Rego's best save of the game so far. As DeRoche digs it out in front of his own bench, he's at the end of a shift and he's a little bit gassed, so he tries to muscle it forward, but now Yuha picks up the loose puck. Yuha, he's got no support with him at the moment, so he tries to take some time before he gets a teammate in the zone, flips it cross ice, and that one just out of the reach of Normand Blais, who scoops it up now, backhands it in front, intended for Brian Mackey, but John T there for the interception and the clearance. Puck shot back inside the Seahawks zone. Mackey on the delay offside, got a little bit of a hook in on T, but nothing doing, and now it's controlled by Paul Schmold. Actually, check that. That was Mark Bentz who rips it off the boards and out. The old Bentsy bank shot, waiting for one of those. As Heaslip comes up with it now for the Seahawks. He's got Cowie with him. Heaslip, nice job to shield the puck from Proven, and good to see her back out there after taking that knock around the helmet and neck area earlier in the period. As the Bullseye working the puck up the ice, and now here's a 2-on-0. Yuha makes the pass for Proven. She speeds up to it, takes the shot, and that one just went wide. Her stick partially tied up. Second effort, she nearly sneaks it in 5-hole, but Rego with the big save.
Sure, that would have felt good for Proven to get that after getting that injury earlier in the match to get back on the sheet in the game here.
And she made a couple of great individual efforts there after the initial pass from Yuha led her a little bit out of stride. She quickly caught up to the puck, had one whack at it, had her own rebound, second effort on the wrap, but Rego starting to come into form, making some big saves. From the faceoff, here go the Seahawks. Fornazier gets around the defender. He's got Tree with him. Fornazier drops it for Lindbergh. Lindbergh cycling away from a couple of defenders, drops it back for Fornazier, working his way off the end boards. Spins off the defender. Fornazier to Lindbergh, shoots right on, big save by Pye, and he covers up the rebound before Tristan can get a second whack at it.
Not gonna lie, Oliver Pye.
Easy as pie.
Easy as pie.
Couple of big saves there by Oliver Pye. And I got to tell you, ever since he's joined the program, he might have the best equipment setup of all the goaltenders we have. He started with those Marc-Andre Fleury yellow pads. He has since transitioned to an all-black set, and it looks sharp. He looks really good in between the posts. As his team, the Bullseye, win the face-off, and then, getting the stick in between the legs. Blaise Savoie went for a tumble, as I believe it was Nathan Tree who got his stick in there, and it'll be Tree going to the box for a tripping call. But hopefully nothing serious there for Julien Blaise Savoie, as he got twisted up and flew through the air before crashing down to the ice. And that'll earn Nathan Tree a couple minutes in the box here.
It's always good going to the box for the YMCA. At least you can do the YMCA in the box, right, Nico?
Yeah, stretch it out a little bit, you know. So we'll have a power play coming here for the Bullseye as Yuha ties up with Lindbergh off the draw. The draw coming to the left of the goaltender Rego. as Schneider works it around the board. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third period. 10 seconds gone in the power play as John T once again skies that one high through the air for the clearance. This time it stays in the surface of play. As here goes Juha. Makes the pass ahead for Laura Mark. Just gets away from her as Fornazier comes up with it now for the Seahawks. He wheels behind his own net, taking it to the far side wing where his lane got cut off, but he still stick handles, and what a play by Fornazier. Chipping it ahead for Lindberg. Short-handed break here. Lindberg, they got to make the return pass. Oh, what a stick check by Juha to knock it away from Fornazier. Shot by Lindberg, huge save by Pye. Fornazier tries to wrap it on the far side post, but 2 yellow jerseys there to cut off his lane, and now here goes Juha. As he makes the pass ahead for Laura Mark. She tracks it between her skates, takes it across the blue line, tries to drop it back for Juha. Lindberg got an initial touch to it. Juha with it with 55 seconds remaining on the power play. Far corner, he checks his options, lays it back to the point. Lapierre tries the return pass, but Fornazier there for the initial block. What a play by the Rock to hold the line. Michel Lapierre trying to keep the puck in, and he's showing some Rock-like strength there as he fought off 2 Seahawks players to hold the zone. Juha comes off the end boards, tries the shot. What a save by Rego! He was a little bit lost tracking it, but he held his position, and the big man in between the posts for the Seahawks coming up with a clutch save there on that power play chance. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the period, 14 seconds remaining in the power play. Julien Blais-Savoie, good to see him shake off that tumble earlier. He makes the pass to Normand Blais. His shot attempt got blocked by DeRoche, and then the clearance only as far as Blais-Savoie. He lets the shot go. That's blocked down by Heaslip, and then he backhands it out, and coming out of the box is Nathan Tree, and he picks up that loose puck. Great play by Tree. Tree streaking in all alone. He needs to make a clean pass. DeRoche coming off the bench as a drop option. Tries to flick it over to Heaslip. Laura Mark there for the coverage, and Mark able just to, oh no, Heaslip keeps it in. What a play to knock it out in midair. Yeah, it's still good. Heaslip backhands that one behind the net. That was incredible there. I thought for sure they had the clearance, and now they get it out across the blue line. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the period. Loose puck battle ensues as Blais-Savoie gets to it just ahead of Brian Cowie. And now Julien Blais-Savoie tracks it in the far corner. Centers out front, but Normand Blais had been tied up by Paul Schmold. And now here it's picked up by Heaslip. He's got Cowie with him. Tries to make the pass, but it was on the backhand of Cowie, and he couldn't quite corral it. Loose puck picked up now by the Bullseye as it's chipped out through center ice. And John T picks it up inside his own blue line. Oh, and the Mack truck runs him over. My goodness. That was a head-on-head collision. They're still jawing at each other, but I think they're having a laugh at that one. Mack truck literally ran John T right over. Oh, man, you do not want to be going southbound when the Mack truck is going northbound, and that was a head-on-head collision there. And Mack truck continues to run over players, and he got T once again.
It's like the Lucic shift. It's the shift.
A little bit. Man, what a tough couple of seconds there for John T. The back of his jersey is covered in snow right now after getting clobbered twice by the Mack truck. Lindberg picks up the loose puck here. Wheeling out across center ice. He's got to get a teammate into the zone with him. Under 3 minutes remaining in the period, Lindberg tries to cut his way in front. Now he's got a few passing options as he picks out Scarlett Dorn. She tries to get it back to Lindberg. Initially blocked out by Brian Mackey. Puck shot to the boards where Ian Rankin backhands it out through center ice. Paul Schmold, he tracks it.
From Edmonton.
Yes, he tracked it all the way from Edmonton as Lindberg comes up with the puck at the hash marks, but a couple of yellow jerseys there tie up his stick. Lindberg with the disc behind the net now as he tries to work his way out front. Nothing doing, makes the pass to Dorn, but that's broken up. Defended nicely that time by, I believe that was Cody Sturgeon there. It was Sturgeon, and he made a great defensive play. In front of the Bullseye bench where the battle ensues, and Fornazier trying to strip it away from a couple of yellow jerseys, and in the end, it looks like Ian Rankin will take possession here. A minute 45 remaining in the third. Rankin's clearance got blocked by Lindbergh. Loose puck. Dorn comes up with it. Makes the pass to Fornazier. Shot right on. What a save! Oliver Pye flashes the leather and somehow keeps that puck out of the net. I think Fornazier thought he had him beat, but Pye, oh my, what a save.
Fornazier said, oh yeah, that's right. That's my national team netminder, Oliver Pye.
Got to put a little more spice on that shot next time. Here goes Provin. This could be a break. She makes the pass to Juha, but what a back check by Lindbergh. The minister of defense streaking back, making a huge interception, and then he ends up running into Blaise Savoie, who had fell down, and now they're going to stop the play here for player safety as Julien Blaise Savoie a little bit shaken up after that collision, but I think he's going to be okay once he catches his breath.
Julien Blaise has had tough luck. couple little moments there, but he's a battler.
We got a couple quick comments coming in. We'll get to the shout-outs right now before the face-off. Big shout-out for Bruce, who's watching for the first time, says he's loving this. This is absolutely fantastic. A shout-out to MS8 and Alyssa as well. From the face-off, Juha trying to corral the loose puck after the pass from Mark, but now it's secured at center ice by Blaise Savoie. Under a minute remaining in the third. Schneider brings it in. He's on the far side half wall. Tries to center that in front. John T got a piece of it. Laura Mark's backhander never quite made it on net as Fornazier there for the clearance as he sends that down the ice. Tree skating after it, but it's going to be Dustin Butterfield who gets there with 30 seconds remaining in the period. His clearance finds its way out to the opposition blue line where Fornazier starts to wheel out of his own zone. Fornazier, his pocket pick there by Laura Mark as she strips it away. And now Juha provides the support, but the pass just behind him. As a big open ice collision there between Heaslip and Schneider, but they both seem to be all right. As Fornazier tries the backhander after the clean pass, but with just seconds remaining, that'll do it for this game. And in the end, the Bullseye collect their second win in as many games. 5-2 the final score, and they're going to be playing for the gold medal tomorrow morning.
That's it. Bullseye advance to the gold medal game tomorrow, and it's going to be a win or lose this afternoon or this evening.
Right. Yep.
It'll be a win or lose between the Seahawks and the Calgary Seeing Ice Dogs, so that's going to make it extra exciting, Nico.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Everything on the line in this afternoon's game. Whatever team wins will play for gold tomorrow. The team defeated, well, they'll have the inter-scrimmage game, which we will not be broadcasting tomorrow. But, hey, a great game here between the Bullseye and the Seahawks, and in the end, led by the strength of Jason Juha, Amanda Provin, Ian Rankin, the Bullseye get their second win of the weekend, this time by a final score of 5-2. Well, Mark, we really appreciate you coming up here and pinching in as doing some spot duty on the broadcast, and a big shout out as well to Doug Juha, who is manning the camera this game. We really appreciate you volunteering and helping us out as well, Doug. And, you know, in the end, this was quite a great game, and I think we're going to have another excellent game this afternoon.
Sure, Nico. Thanks for having me, and to everyone tuned in at home, thank you for all your support, tuning in, keep watching, and be sure to tell your family, your friends, community all about blind hockey. And thank you, Nico, for all you've done this weekend, and enjoy the rest of the series.
Absolutely, my pleasure. That's Mark DeMontis. My name's Nico Cardarelli. Thank you for all. Thanks to all of you for tuning in, including Laura, who is watching from California. Keep the live chat coming, the comments coming this afternoon. We're back at it at 4 p.m. local time, so just under 3 hours from now, we'll be back as we'll sign off and say we'll see you this afternoon here at the 2022 Western Regional Blind Hockey Tournament.